that we are phasing out the bridge form. By 2020, we are hoping to have almost 100% programs using the KReady system, and we will be phasing out the bridge form and no longer supporting that. So it's good to see that the majority of programs are using the KReady system this year. If you're not using the KReady system right now, or you're using a combination of the bridge form and the KReady system, reach out to us and we can get you on board with full use of KReady for the spring window to better prepare you for the 2020 school year. But because there are still programs using both, we'll do a quick overview, starting with the bridge form. The bridge form, as you know, if you're using it, is an Excel file that you can download and save locally. And that file is found on our webpage, and the help desk also has it on their webpage. So if you're using that, you would want to just make sure that all of your student information is correct and that teachers have entered in data for all of the SKBs in the Enter Scores tab so that it will populate into either the EAS or the EMIS Data Manager report. I was going to go live here, but I am going to skip that part right now. So in KReady, we're encouraging you to do the same thing. Make sure data has been entered. Clean up any information that needs to be cleaned up as far as transfer requests or any enrollment information if you've had new students coming in or teacher class rosters changing. You can make those changes and do that as a data manager. You have until November 21. But if you have teachers that need to enter data, you will want to make sure that that's done before November 14th so that the teacher can enter the data points. So there's a few data manager reports that will be helpful to you in monitoring completion. And I will go live here to show you the reports that you will want to take a look at. So if you are a data manager and you have an account, when you log in, you will have an administration button. So here on your dashboard, I'm going to go back to my dashboard. When I'm logged in as a data manager, I would click on reports and I would choose from the drop down over here, ELA SKB ratings report. I'll select a data collection, which is the Early Learning Assessment Fall 2019. We want to take a look at the full window. So we'll start back on August 15th. And the end date, if we were going to look through today, we could select November 4th. And you could select your location and the district. If you can look at your locations, or you can look at your full district if you have multiple locations. So if you generate the report for your location, it will just bring up the location. If you generate your report for the district, it will bring up your district, and it will have multiple locations depending on what you have available to you. Once you click Generate Report, it will pop up down here in the queue. And so I can see here that on November 4th at 10:24 a.m., I generated the SKB report. I can download that by clicking on that button. I'm using Chrome, which is the preferred browser, so the report goes into the bottom left-hand corner, and it's just an Excel file. My fake children here and all of their demographic information and their enrollment information, so I know what teacher is assigned. And if I scroll across, I see a lot of blanks, so I do apologize, I didn't have more data to show you, but this is every single SKB across the top. So rows T all the way, we've got 72 SKBs. So all the way to CM are all 72 SKBs. If you just wanted to look at the required, I would encourage you to have that list of the required 24 SKBs, and then you could hide, you could hide the columns that you're not worried about right now for reporting. but any data that's been entered, you would see in here. So right now I only saw a little bit of data entered for these children. So I can see in the drawing, I have 3 children with ratings. If I saw something like this and knew that teachers had until November 14th, I would definitely be reaching out to Jackie Boatman. What's nice about this is the teacher's ID is typically their email. Some programs use license numbers, and that's okay as well. But if you're using the teacher's email as the ID, you might have that contact information right there. So I could quickly send an email to Jackie and say, hey, Jackie, as a reminder, I need you to get all of your SKB data entered for the 24 SKBs by November 14th. Give her a deadline and then run this report again and see these cells filled with ratings. So that's your SKB report. A lot of options for using that report. Number 1, checking enrollment information, checking that SKB ratings have been entered, and going beyond that, you could do some data analysis with that. Back to the reports. When you are given the word from our team, we will let you know. It should be on November 22nd, but we will also send a reminder letting you know that, hey, data managers, you can now generate your learning progression report. The learning progression report is the report that you would put into your student information system for reporting into EMIS, or that you would report into EAS. So this report is called the ELA Learning Progression Report, and in parentheses it does say for EMIS. As a reminder, it can also be used for EAS. Right now, if you tried to generate it, you can't. Okay, I can't click on these buttons. It's not available to me right now. And that is because it's closed until this assessment window closes. And so once the assessment window closes and you've done your cleanup, then the report will be turned back on and you will be able to generate your report. The report that you generate will include the 10 required learning progressions. It will include ratings for the children that have been entered through August 15th through November 14th. So you will not have to select any beginning or end dates for your learning progression score report. So once again, 2 reports that are available during and after. Your SKB report, that's where you will get all of your ratings. If you're using the assessment for your comprehensive, you might see ratings for all 72 SKBs. If you're only using the ELA for your required reporting requirements, then you might only see ratings for 24 SKBs. If you want to know exactly which 24 SKBs, we have that information on our webpage.